Welcome to another episode of Core Discussions. My name is Legacy.
My name's Max. Go ahead and subscribe to the pod.
My name is Vitamin J.
I'm Hunter/Monk.
Yep, 10 best WrestleMania matches according to our opinion, and we voted based on you had to have actually seen the match,
Yes.
the whole thing.
Yeah. You don't have to see it live, of course.
No, obviously, yeah. You just have to see the whole thing.
I don't have the time travel.
No, you do not.
Well, if you could, you can let us know. That'd be pretty cool.
Yeah, you could do some
From
good things.
music to enter till the end winner's music hit too.
Yeah.
Preferably the video package because that's also part of the thing too.
Yeah, you can't put something like Brett Shawn Iron Man match if you've seen only the last few minutes of the Iron Man match.
So the only person missing right now is D3. We don't know where he is. I guess doing daddy stuff. I don't know.
Yeah, he might pop in. We'll see.
We'll see. All right, so there was a total of 21 matches that were voted for. 20 matches that were voted for. So it's pretty good. We're going to go into our 10th spot, which was a two-way tie. The first one we'll talk about is going to be a classic match. This is actually going to be the first time these two main evented in WrestleMania. Also the first time that the GOAT won, the second time the GOAT won the title at WrestleMania, won the WWE title. Coming in with 10 points, it is The Rock versus Stone Cold WrestleMania 15. Myself.
And just to clarify, could you tell us which one of those two wrestlers is the GOAT? Again?
It's Stone Cold.
We've had this a bit before. We've argued countless times.
I just want to on the record again.
It is tied 2-2 in this current chat. Mountain and I think The Rock's better, and then Phil and Max think Stone Cold's better.
They had the wrong opinion. But
You could put in the comments who you like more, Rock or Austin. Both are good answers, but the better answer is The Rock.
Not according to our podcast.
And how many points did this one get?
This one got 10 points. Both the Mountain
and
itself put it at number 6. I'm going to let the Mountain start
just
off.
to let people know, this is the first of their 3 matches.
Yes.
I'm going to let the Mountain start it off.
I'm not gonna go too in depth. I'll let y'all reference Savants go more in depth. I would have rated it higher though if the right man won.
Right, man.
All right, bro.
But I'll let y'all go into it.
I did not have this match on my list, so.
Yeah, I didn't have it.
Wow.
But it's a good
Really?
one. But of the 3 matches they've had,
Yes,
this is the lowest one. Like
I put all 3 because it's just like with I don't know. I think mainly the reason I put this one in is like this is one of the. It wasn't the first time they fought each other, but like with the just biggest stage, the biggest stars fought each other.
Well, the thing about this WrestleMania is when Austin faced The Rock wasn't at his peak popularity at this point.
Well, yeah, I know, but people are still hyped about it.
Like for WrestleMania 17, Rock was, they were both at absolute top. Now, obviously they were both big deals because it was a main event, but The Rock was not too far removed from the Nation of Domination. I can't remember how far, if he split recently from that when this WrestleMania match happened or not. But Max and I are gonna rewatch the whole Monday Night War, so we will find out in due time.
Yeah, so you live it though.
Wasn't this Corporation almost? Corporation Rock? Or he was with Vince?
I'm having a hard time remembering which version. I think it was the general time frame because it's 98, right? So it's good. It's a good match. The funny thing is Austin. I think the airport lost his vest, so he had to come out in a t-shirt, and he was really mad. He had to come out in a t-shirt instead of his vest. So if you watch the entrance, Austin comes out in his t-shirt, and instead of the vest, the iconic vest that he usually has. So.
Not the last time he had a crazy story before a match against The Rock at WrestleMania, which I'll talk about later.
Also, this one was because this was So The Rock had beat, I think, Foley at Royal Rumble. Fun fact in this match: this is also Stone Cold did not win the Royal Rumble this year. Mr. McMahon had won it, but Mr. McMahon had elected not to participate at the main event. So
Yep.
HBK, who was GM or interim GM or whatever he was, said, "Since you're not competing, Stone Cold gets your title shot." And I think this was also one of the times, I'm pretty sure they did like Rock with McMahon's against Stone Cold. So this was also kind of
Yeah.
interesting because this was also the like when we were kind of more when it was really in the height of that Stone Cold versus Mr. McMahon. He kind of
Yes.
backed.
So this was definitely, since you brought that up, this definitely for sure the corporate Rock.
So that's I was gonna say definitely the worst, but all of those matches were really
Yeah,
good.
all of them are good. So saying like the worst is like, I mean, they're all good. If you haven't seen them, anybody who's watched wrestling, like let's say like the, you know, after Attitude Era, you definitely need to check out the Rock Austin matches.
Yep. And this is the second year in a row that Stone Cold won the belt at WrestleMania main event, which the other one we might talk about later. We might not. We'll see. All right. So we're going to go into the other match. It was voted on by 3 people. Vitamin J put it number 9. Myself and the Mountain put this one number 7, coming in with also 10 points. It's going to be a little bit more recent match. It's coming up on almost its 10-year anniversary. Was a crazy steel cage match with featuring, which was supposed to be the last time ever, but WWE never sticks to that. Undertaker versus Triple H, WrestleMania 28.
Forgive me, the Rock versus Cena, that was once in a lifetime, right?
Yeah, well, so once in a lifetime, we saw it twice.
I guess I died. Apparently,
No, no, this was like Undertaker and Triple H had 3 WrestleMania matches. Again, another trilogy where all the matches are good, but this is far and away the best one. They had that whole thing with like Shawn Michaels, special guest referee, so he was torn between helping his buddy or like being being impartial and not wanting to interfere in Undertaker's streak. And they kind of played into the fact that he didn't want Triple H to end the streak because he couldn't do it, but then again, he also wanted Triple H to do it because he couldn't do it, and Triple H's guy. And that was probably before Brock Lesnar won. That was probably the closest to people thinking the streak would end with that super kick, switching music into the pedigree combination. That I was because I don't think anyone's ever kicked out of that before, and I think Undertaker's the only person to do that, so that was pretty surprising.
Well, I mean, it had to be. Undertaker in normal circumstances wouldn't have kicked out, but WrestleMania Undertaker's a different story.
True. The guy turns a whole nother level.
And then I like the whole. I'll go ahead, Phil.
I like the build up to it because remember last time when they did Triple H, when they had Shawn Michaels versus Undertaker Part 2, it was Shawn Michaels that wanted to face the Undertaker, but the Undertaker was like, "No, I had nothing to prove to you," because Shawn Michaels felt he could have beat him. This time you switched it around. It was actually Undertaker wanted to face Triple H, and Triple H was the one that was like, "No, I don't want to face you." Because he felt because the match before, the year before, Undertaker basically the way they set up was Undertaker barely survived by the skin of his teeth with what was
Hell's Gate.
Yeah, I was gonna say they switch it because it used to be the legal triangle chokehold, which
Yeah.
I like that better. But
Undertaker made him pass out, and then he basically played it to since he barely won, he wanted to rematch to prove that he was truly the better man because he again like you said, he felt like he just escaped, and he didn't want that. He wanted to win defensively, and they kind of played into that near the end, which is what I was going to bring up. I love the spot where Triple H is reaching for the sledgehammer, and Undertaker steps on it and just shakes his head no, and then just gives him the pet. Well, Triple H does the little suck it sign, and then and then because Triple H knows he's defeated, so he just gives him the second son. And Undertaker gives him the pedigree. Great, that was a great ending. It's definitely one of my top matches.
Moment. I can't remember if it was for this one or the first one. I think it's for the second one, but the build up to it, they had a promo face to face, and Undertaker was saying that Triple H wants to face Undertaker because he thinks he can do a better job than Shawn Michaels, or he has a insecurity because he fears that Shawn Michaels is better than him, and then Undertaker's like, "Well, he is," and then he walks off. Like, got him.
Yeah, I think that was the second match,
Yeah, I was like, got him.
or the Hell in a Cell one.
Yeah.
But no, it's great. End of an era, because it was like the last true, like, I guess, great match between like two, legendary Attitude Era wrestlers. They wrestled again in one of the, I think it was the Saudi show or one of the showdowns, and that was awful. And then they had the tag team. They brought bald Shawn Michaels back, and then that was
Yeah,
a truly terrible match.
no one needed
We're not.
That match never happened, in my opinion.
You have Broken Down Undertaker versus Mayor Kane, who's out of shape, versus Triple H is the only one. Well, Shawn Michaels is in shape too, but
Yeah, but
Triple H,
he
Shawn
was
Michaels are in
bald,
shape.
man.
Like,
That's
no one
just
wants to watch bald Shawn Michaels. Like, no, he's supposed to be the Heartbreak Kid.
And
He's not supposed to get old.
not balding Shawn Michaels, like cue bald. Like,
Yeah.
it's not.
Like balder than we are.
But
And
also,
to think about that tag team match is Triple H got injured early on, and Shawn Michaels, who hadn't wrestled in so long,
Yeah.
had to carry the whole match.
Mhm.
This isn't worst matches though. We're talking about best WrestleMania matches. So
Yeah.
maybe we'll do
Yes,
another list
yes.
of worst matches ever.
I was also gonna say Shawn Michaels was in shape, but he wasn't in wrestling shape. So
But he ain't wrestled since that Undertaker match.
But it's a decently long one. I want to say it's Undertaker. That was Undertaker's like a third Hell in a Cell match at WrestleMania. I can think of top of my head, Boss Man, Shane Man, and then this one. I think it's 3. I could be missing one, but I think it's 3. But so yeah, of his 3 Hell in a Cell matches, this is easily the best one.
very true. Yeah, it was very good. Also, I like the way they all walked off in the end together, kind of like what it was supposed to build. Because this was also 20-0 at the time. This was his 20th win. So, and they have this little thing on YouTube where like several wrestlers, I think it was Cena, Cody Rhodes, I think Dusty Rhodes said something, talked about it, was on it too. Like they were talking about the match and kind of going through like the setup and everything of how it all happened. So, good match. Let's go to our 8th. It was voted on. So everybody but D3 voted for this match. It's coming in with 18 points. This match really is what really brought this type of match and the whole thing of Extreme, as well as the whole idea of tag teams, to a really different level. It is from WrestleMania 17. The Mountain put it number 4. Vitamin J put it number 6. Max and myself put it number 8. It is the Hardy Boys versus the Dudley Boys versus Edge and Christian in their TLC match.
Yeah, it's probably the best ladder match I've ever seen.
Yeah, this was definitely a match that was more like spots, but the spots they did was really, really well executed. Everything flowed well. And because this was the second TLC match, I think the first one was at SummerSlam. But this one was great. It involved like Lita came out and Spike, Rhino nailed Lita with the gore. But no, this had a lot of the iconic spots. You had the spot where Dudley is pushed over like the ladder into the tables on the outside of the ring.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah.
Of course, Edge, Spear, and Hardy off the ladder.
Yes, that's one of the most famous. They replay that one every year when they do a WrestleMania.
It's just so crisp and perfect looking,
I know.
you know.
I know.
Yeah. Yeah, you
Because
said this was a spot fest, but this one they don't really telegraph as much as they do nowadays. I
no,
mean, you
yeah,
know
yeah,
when
that's
stuff's
yeah.
coming, but it's not quite as obvious.
Everything flowed well, and it was able to breathe. It wasn't just wrestlers like taking a bump and then like moving on to the next thing. They like actually sold and stuff. Like there was a match recently on AEW where it was a match for their women's championship. A woman, female wrestler Britt Baker, got power bombed on attacks, and she immediately rolled out the ring and like barely sold it. It was awful. I cannot stand the lack of selling in modern wrestling, and that goes with both companies. So the way they did it, this TLC match was very very well done, and it was the best tag teams that WWE's probably ever had. Edge and
Yeah,
Christian, Hardy Boys, and Dudley Boys. I mean, most iconic tag teams.
yeah. I'd have to think about it, but definitely at least 2 of the top 5, at least minimum.
Well, I would say also in a match like this, having the Hardy Boys and the Dudley Boys in like a TLC match, like, and even Edge and Christian, like their styles really fit well for that
Yeah,
too.
well, it's because it combined all of the weapons that made them great. Like the Hardys, was obviously ladder, Dudley Boys tables, and Edge and Christian used the concertos, so the chairs. So it just fit all of it combined, and it was really really well done.
Oh,
And
yeah.
obviously the match type works because they use it still to this day. So
Well done, WWE. Hats off.
and they were pretty ballsy. They had the same team win both of their first two, and Edge and Christian won both of them. So that was pretty good job. That just kind of like 'cause-
Viking. Lita got Spike Dudley with that chair so hard too.
oh, I know, right?
I mean,
Yeah,
she spiked it.
mhm.
She got him real good. And then she ate a 3D, which again I'll put on record. 3D is the best tag team finisher
Was
of all
that the
time.
match where she ate someone hit her on the outside of the ring? Was that the one where she hit her back of the head on the ladder? I can't remember if it was that match. No, I might be thinking of a different TLC match. So
I think you're thinking about a different one. I don't think it was this
I
one.
think I'm thinking about maybe Cena and Edge or something. I don't know. I can't be thinking. Anyway, there's a spot in one of the ladder matches where Lita gets, I want to say, speared or tackled or whatever, and the back of her head hits the ladder. It's pretty awful. But yeah.
All right, so the next match we're going to hit on came in 7th with 19 points. Everybody but myself voted for this match. Vitamin J and D3 put at number 4. The Mountain put at number 8. And Max put at number 9. It is going to be Shawn Michaels versus Kurt Angle, WrestleMania 21.
You did not have this. Have you seen this match, Phil?
I haven't seen it all the way through.
Oh,
So that's
man,
favor, bro.
You're not doing yourself any favors
No.
by ignoring that. This is an absolute clinic.
That's a beauty. But yeah, the story on this match was Shawn Michaels eliminated Kurt Angle at the Royal Rumble. Kurt Angle didn't like it. He got a little a hissy fit, came back in, threw Shawn Michaels out. So then Michaels was eliminated, and then I think it was that Kurt Angle was saying something about Shawn Michaels saying he's Mr. WrestleMania, but he's never faced an All-American gold medal athlete. And then I remember he started attacking like Shawn Michaels' old associates. He attacked Mario Jannetty. He attacked Sherry Martel.
Well, yeah. But at first he had Sherry Martel come out and they did the sexy boy thing.
Yeah, the sexy character.
That's right.
So this was they did a very good build up to this one too.
Wait, Max. So Kurt Angle has a gold medal.
Yeah. Did you know he won it with a broken freaking neck? I don't know if you know that.
No, I didn't know that. Okay.
Yeah, he's an Olympic athlete for wrestling, gold medal winner.
One of my favorite things in this match that Kurt Angle does, he gets mad, he takes off the straps, and then he puts the straps back on, and then he's like, "No, heck no," and he takes the straps right back off. No, one of my favorite spots is like, I think he hit him with like an angle slam, and Shawn Michaels kicked out, and then Kurt Angle is so mad, he like picks Shawn up, and he's like yelling, he's like, tap out, and then Shawn Michaels comes out of nowhere, hits him with the sweet chin music. Such a great spot.
Yeah. And then I think doesn't Michaels kick out of a Super Olympic Slam?
Yeah, from the
Yeah,
turnbuckle.
which I think I don't know. I could probably count on one hand how many times that's done. I doubt that's happened much in WWE.
But then, like near the end, Kurt Angle was just countering almost everything into the ankle lock, and then
Yeah.
and then at the end he kept rolling around the ring because Shawn Michaels kept trying to get the rope, so he like rolled around, put the grapevine on, and you know when Kurt Angle slaps that grapevine on, you're freaking tapping.
Yeah, he had that grapevine on for a long time, and then Michaels tapped out. But yeah, that
It's such a good match. Two of the top in ring workers all time.
For sure.
Putting on the match.
you
very
know what
well.
would have been a great match to see besides Michaels and Kurt Angle would have been Kurt Angle, Bret Hart. That would have been good too.
Yeah.
About two clinical wrestlers.
If only.
If only.
Kurt Angle could wrestle anybody. He was that good.
Oh yeah. So, we're gonna go into our next match, coming in at number 6. This is from WrestleMania 19, featuring one of the people from the WrestleMania that we just talked about. It was voted on number 2 by Max, number 3 by The Mountain, and number 7 by Buddy J. Coming in with 21 points, it is Brock Lesnar versus Kurt Angle, WrestleMania 19.
What a great match.
Yes, I have seen this match, but no, I refuse to put it on.
How many points? How many points, bro?
21.
21. You need to acknowledge Brock Lesnar. That's what you need to do. But now this match is good because it was the Brock and Kurt Angle had a good feud coming into this thing. If I remember right, when I was doing my research, it was Brock Lesnar got screwed over by Paul Heyman against the Big Show at Survivor Series, and then Brock Lesnar wanted to get the belt back, but Paul Heyman kept screwing him over. So Brock Lesnar, then Big Show had a match with Kurt Angle for the title, and Brock Lesnar came in and cost the Big Show the title. He made him lose it to Kurt Angle. But then Kurt Angle wouldn't give Brock Lesnar a rematch. He aligned himself with Paul Heyman, and I forget exactly how, but Lesnar. Oh, I think Lesnar won the Rumble, didn't he?
Yeah.
Yeah, Lesnar won the Rumble, and
He
then
he had to wrestle Big Show earlier in the Rumble review to get into the match. Winner got into the match.
And then he won the Rumble, and then that's how he finally was able to get back on the road to getting the belt. And because once you win the Rumble, Paul Heyman had no legal recourse to screw Lesnar over with that. So so that was the build up for it. But then the match, you get Brock Lesnar, who's 24, 25 in his prime, wrestling Kurt Angle, who probably not in his prime. He's kind of breaking down at this point. He could barely move, but he still was able to put on a heck of a match. Because I think shortly after this, Kurt Angle leaves for a while.
He got hurt, I believe, at some point.
Yeah, I think he was hurt. I think he was hurt
They did a whole GM Angle thing after that. Because the next WrestleMania was that Guerrero Angle?
Yeah.
Probably.
Guerrero.
So he got hurt, and he had to do they did the whole GM Angle thing at SmackDown for a good bit, and then he got tossed by Big Show. Or no, he got tossed with Big Show, and that's why he ended up in the wheelchair, and then it ended up he was faking the injury and screwed over Eddie Guerrero in a different match. I can't remember if that was against Kurt Angle. Or not, and of course Kurt Angle was against. Who was he wrestling? I can't remember. Maybe Big Show. I don't know. But yeah, so that was interesting. But yeah, Kurt Angle was dealing with injuries at that time, and obviously he had a lot of injuries a few years later because he had bad addiction issues.
This match, everyone knows it for the bot shooting star press, which he suffered you go ahead.
I was going to say, just imagine where this match would have finished if Brock Lesnar had actually hit that move.
Oh, I know.
Oh, my God. I mean, just think of the legendary moment that would have been.
And he's hit it in OVW
Oh, I
plenty
know.
of times,
Yeah.
pretty crisp and clean.
What the thing is that he did. I don't think he ever tried to hit it after wrestling for like 20 minutes, and then his legs weren't fresh. And then not only that, but he was real sweaty.
Yeah. It's like when you wrestle with Kurt Angle, you're putting on a clinic.
And Angle was about in the middle of the ring. Lesnar when he normally. I mean, Lesnar has some distance, but he probably should have scooted Angle.
Well, I think if it was like earlier on in the match he would have hit it, but again, he wasn't fresh.
And
No.
Kurt Angle tells when the Kurt Angle tells the story, he says he legit thought Brock Lesnar died after that
I'm
botch.
sure he did. But thank God Brock's got that
And
thick
what's
neck.
crazy is they wrestled for a decent amount after that botch
And
too.
you didn't really, and you couldn't really tell. I mean, you could tell he's woozy, but he had a concussion, and I think he a strained neck or something. But the way they finished that match, you couldn't really tell that Lesnar wasn't operating at 100%.
Yeah, it was still
And they
crisp.
said that wasn't the planned finish what they went to. So it's pretty impressive that Kurt Angle was able to get Lesnar, who is out of it, to get his brain together to get the finish.
Yeah, because Brock, I don't know if you've seen like behind the scenes after that, but like backstage, Brock Lesnar was so out of it. He was like trying to fight. He was like trying to attack people, like because he didn't know what the heck was going on. Like they had to have like 10 guys hold Brock Lesnar back.
Oh.
And this match featured what is so rarely seen nowadays. Kurt Angle kept working the injured mix section of Brock Lesnar. Like wrestlers you don't really see that nowadays where wrestlers work over like a injured body
I
part or
know.
something like that. So that's just kind of stuff that I miss about wrestling and stuff like that because it was just it just worked. Kurt Angle kept going for it because Lesnar they did like a spot. I can't remember if unlike SmackDown, it's like a few weeks before Brock Lesnar injured his ribs because his ribs were taped up. But yeah, so that's just one thing that I remember when I watched it that I missed. And then the stipulation was that Kurt Angle got like counted out, disqualified, he would lose the belt. So Kurt Angle would keep trying to find ways to like use underhanded tactics but not get DQ'd. So that was another interesting wrinkle.
Every single time these two dudes got in the ring together, they produced the magic. That 60-man Iron Man match was so good.
Mm-hmm.
But yeah, this one also ushered in like Lesnar as the new babyface of wrestling, which he was not very well suited for babyface.
Yeah, what's crazy about this also is like at that time, like Lesnar, at the time of that match, Lesnar had been main roster for like a year, maybe a little bit longer. So like his run at that time was insane. The matches he put on in such a short amount of time.
You'd be hard pressed to see a wrestler rise up that fast anymore.
Yeah, when you got it though.
Yeah, no, WWE knew that they had gold in their hands, and they did a good job. Great
Sometimes
match, great technical masterpiece. A lot of people think, or at least a lot of modern fans think Lesnar's just a guy who just repeats German suplexes over and over. But when impressed, Lesnar has put on plenty good matches even recently. I mean, Daniel Bryan, AJ Styles. Pretty much most of his Roman Reigns matches have been pretty good. Especially the first one they had at WrestleMania. That was a really, really good match.
Yeah.